Okay, they're gonna air so well. I mean, here's a really good matchup versus the Ember. So yeah, Xiao is playing the core, the carry. I don't know what they can really do in this bottom lane, like as RNG. Maybe once they hit level 2, you know, tiny level 2 is incredibly important. Avalanche toss, Chalice, however. Try and get aggressive, toss underneath the tower. With that extra damage coming through, looks like the Omni Knight will get brought down. Wants to try and get the last right click on that range creep. So hey, he gets the last hit before he falls. Looks like the bounty's going to get shared as well for that first blood, unfortunately. A lot of the time we're seeing the disruptors put an extra point in the Thunderstrike at mid lane. Gonna rotate super as well. Setsu, a lot of Fury Swipes, but it looks like it's not going to matter. Somnus makes it to the high ground, but they'll slowly tick him down. The Flame God and the Frost Shield, 2 points in it. FY didn't have TP, so they're just making a lot happen around the mid lane, and you know, Ember's gonna have a pretty good game considering Dire don't have the lockdown. So if he can make space across the map to allow the Phantom Lancer to hit the timing, but Chalice once again the toss into the air, 4 to his death. Third death right now as well for the Omni Knight. Maybe Xiao can pressure out the tower. Looks like he's starting to push it in. Force a couple of rotations. See if the Legion Commander needs a +1 to try and defend it. Somnus with the haste. Might dive Setsu. Doesn't have rotations at the moment. Fury Swipes are starting to stack up, but super on the background with the Frost Shield. Somnus is going to be careful. He's dived incredibly deep now. Flyby doesn't have the duel, but it looks like it doesn't matter. Rage off cooldown now. He's going to think about timing. Setsu, Remnant away. He's going to be fine. Somnus does have the movement speed. Frost Blast. It is enough. Flyby gets the right click. Somnus dives very deep for that second death for him now. And a 8-0 kill count throughout the laning stage. 3,000 gold net worth lead, and now Chalice is potentially going to add to that as well. The heal's not going to be enough, and FY is going to try and get underneath the tower. Xnova with that rotation. I mean, we spoke about, I think Wyvern's going to leave this top lane now. It feels like as this, you know, mid lane hero, Somnus level 8, but it feels like you really should be able to dumpster that lane. They're going to find Xiao fighting on top of the shrine here. If there's any rotations coming through, they do deal with the illusion. Super's got the Chain Frost in the backline. FY still not level 6 at the moment, so the Phantom Lancer will get brought down to all the magic. Now FY is going to try and TP out Setsu, the Remnant forward. You get stuck in the kinetic field. Oh, Xnova actually Flyby has popped the jewel. Should be able to get the kill after the Cold Embrace, no doubt about it. Xnova will try and stay alive for at least as long as possible, but RNG, they're steamrolling this game, man. 6,000 gold net worth lead. Yeah, and this is kind of what Omni Knight really does across the map at the early to mid game kind of stage. It feels like you just sit in a lane. It's kind of like an Underlord. You buy a bunch of utility, sit in a lane, protect it. And, you know, because apart from that, I mean, you don't have any lockdown, no rotation potential. Somnus can run to the full RNG roster here, Super. He's going to be fine with the Frost Shield. Siniska's going to drag him back to him, but the attention out of static. Someone in the backline, FY won't be able to catch anyone with the Chain Frost. He's going to bounce it around. Look at the control coming through. Somnus has the Heavenly Grace. They're going to think about turning it on Flyby. The Glimpse will drag him back to the cooldown, but now with the Winter's Curse, not a lot of damage over the Ember Spirit. He's got the Flame Guard. Ursa trying to get underneath the tower, but they've got the follow control. September with that blink, able to close the distance. A 2-for-1 at the moment. Now they're going to think about finding Omni Knight as well. Heavenly Grace, status resistance, of course, making this dual duration way too low, but it doesn't matter. They'll find him underneath the tower. 4 dead on LGD. They are getting nothing out of the map at the moment. RNG, a 8,000 gold net worth lead. Xiao is opting for the Diffusal Blade as well. Looks like it's coming out on the Courier. Does stop the TP. Nicely played. It's not going to connect on the Centaur Conqueror, but pretty lucky there. I think it was actually potentially out of range, but September from the higher ground. I mean, this Tiny all of a sudden 3-0 and 7, and this is why we're seeing the hero be greatly. You know, we're going to be casting eHome later today, and I know they've got a player, Faith Beyond, who really likes to play the Tinies at 3, so, you know, we'll put emphasis on that later in the day, but still. This is just the kind of issue right now. Super Chain Frost will get brought down, so Xiao able to make something happen with the Diffusal Blade, but still they get vision over him as well. September with the burst. The combo's not going to be enough. They might try and get this dual victory on Flyby if they can duke it out, however. Scouts him with that Phantom Rush, gets the Diffusal slow. They need to try and find him. I guess September can always toss if they get the vision coming through, and they do. Nice doppelganger. Doesn't find the right one, unfortunately, and now with the duel on cooldown, they'll slowly try and chase him. TP coming through on the high ground, but Flyby will finally find that kill. Just tries so hard to get the duel victory as well in the back line. It glimpsed a little bit too late, however. Monet 6-0 and 6, man. It's just showing at the moment the fact that your position 3 as well is a lower level than the enemy's 4 is just incredibly scary, because I mean September's almost got a use as well. They'll find Xiao 8 once again with the vision on the higher ground forward, tosses off the mark. Xiao 8's got the defense with the doppelganger, and now rotations coming through from LGD. September out of mana, almost out of life as well with the press. The attack defensively will be able to stay alive. Somnus is hot on the tail, however. A lucky bash coming through will be able to net himself a kill, and now Ember's going to get controlled off to the side. Static Storm ready and waiting. That's the only control they have at the moment now with the Winter's Curse on cooldown. They're going to slowly try and drain a little bit of the mana, but RNG still with one hero in the grave. They're going to continue the aggression. Chalice forced back, has the Heavenly Grace, and he will be fine. Somnus, however, going to try and man fight with the Enrage. Zetsu's just going to kite him out here. They'll drop the Static Storm. Legion Commander doesn't have the protection coming through. It looks like will he get brought down? However, Xiao on the backline. Flyby. Fuso, he's still alive with the pressy attack. He'll make it out. They drag him back, but it doesn't matter. Xiao 8's going to try and find a Lich, but the Glimmer Cape defensively, LGD just don't have the control. They're going to completely kite it. They'll finally get a kill. Flyby's going to be stuck in the trees as well. Xiao 8 gets a double kill for that now. September, he's respawned out of the grave, finds Xiao 8. Dire are just completely getting controlled off the map. They gave September the Fan Fire Fangs as well. Very interesting. I feel like it works really well with the gyro. The spell lifesteal and the normal lifesteal as well. X-Nova, half HP. We're going to disengage now. They're going to be careful. Radiant closing in on top of this fight. September drained a lot of his mana here. It looks like Dire going to try and take a fight around the outposts. They do have the curse set up, but where's the disruptor? FY needs to get in range for the Static Storm. Looks like he won't be able to. Now they're going to be forced to disengage with cooldown. Zoning the back. September's going to be able to find Xiao 8. The burst brings him down. No protection coming through from the Cold Embrace. And Untiny, he will pay for his Sin Tower, but 1-for-1 at the moment. But Somnus gets in rage off just before the duel. The status resistance will be able to disengage. Is it far enough? However, that's a question. Homing Missile locks him down underneath the tier 2 tower. A monster kill spree for him, and now Chalice as well just doesn't have any way to escape. They'll slowly chunk him down. F5's just going to leave him as well. Chalice chucks up the ultimate even. I mean, I feel like he's definitely going to die, but he'll make him work for it with this ultimate. Jukes out through the trees. Wait, he's still alive? Okay, they just leave him. I'd like to see, I mean, I don't even know if you can sneak roast though. Like, even if you force a glimpse, RNG just have full control over the map, and they're going to find Xiao 8 right next to the tier 3 tower. LGD going to try and defend this, but it looks like Xiao 8 just already way too low, but the Chain Frost's going to tick him out, and Winter Wyvern's going to be the next target as well. Yours, Chalice, yeah, he will be fine, so they get 2 kills, still have a tier 2 top to claim. Looks like with the catapult wave, they should be able to. They're going to try and get mid as well. So, yeah, it just feels like there's no way Dire are actually able to sneak Roche with how the position is coming through. Glimpse, September. Doesn't have to fall, but at least he does get the toss back. Monet, Homing Missiles. No, they get him. Super. That TP just there in time. Monet, godlike spree. I gotta say, the Homing Missile just wouldn't be there in time. And in the meantime, Chalice is going to get jeweled up as well. He's pretty tanky now. They'll force LGD. I mean, you're either going to give up Roche, or they'll take probably an unfavorable fight, even though they do have a fair bit of AoE, control with the Static Storm and the Winter's Curse, which is good inside the Roshan pit. I just think they're just way too far behind. 14,000 net worth. But yeah, I definitely think Basher potentially just one way they don't have, one reason is the fact that you don't have any catch right now, so a little bit of control over the Ember is going to be super nice, but they do find him here. F5's got the Static Storm, still has that Euro Scepter, so I'm just going to be able to control him with the Abyssal Blade, and Dire. Okay. Nice. Their first death right now for Setsu. That's a big spree as well. 7-3-6 for the Ursa. And they might continue the fight. They don't have a Static Storm, which is the big issue. They're going to be fighting it to ages for another 30 seconds. However, Storm is going to get controlled. Pretty tanky out with the Rage. He's going to be fine. Makes it over to the back on the Chain Frost. Will get cancelled now, but here comes Xiao 8. He's going to join the fray with the Winter's Curse. That Jewel's going to be completely neglected. Ember will buy back for this, so Dire going to try and disengage. However, Super will get brought down. Chalice incredibly tanky with the Heavenly Grace, but can they keep him alive long enough? However, Ultimate's going to be up in a couple of seconds. Kinetic Field will zone them back, but in the meantime, here comes Setsu. If they find him and they get a dieback here, this is actually going to be super important for LGD, but they're pretty weak. They're going to be forced to disengage. Setsu's going to think about turning it with its arm. He just doesn't have the physical damage at the moment. Setsu, a quarter HP. They will be able to get the ages, and Dire, this is a really good fight for them at the moment. Xiao Wei's still pretty healthy as well if they want to try to take the fight. FY's got Static Storm up in 5 seconds, and looks like RNG, they're forced to disengage. Right? Interesting, but they're going to be able to Roche. You know, we were speaking about that RNG. They're just going to try and wait for that second Roshan. They will be able to get it. I mean, the issue with the Ursa is that hero does fall off. I mean, they're going to continue at least the pressure around the top side. Buybacks looking a little grim for everyone. At least the cores right now from Dire do have it, except Chalice, but they get the tier 3 tower. Well, it's going to get dropped as well. Xiao needs to slowly chip down the mana. Going to try and do this on Monet. Pretty important that he's able to, but it looks like it doesn't matter. I mean, they're just going to send Monet on the front line and allow him to beat into the buildings. Glimpse back Monet. Still has ages for a period of time. Doesn't want to pop the BKB with the Abyssal Blade. They get the bash Monet. Controls still with a flush for a damage reduction. He's going to be fine. Doesn't make it outside the base, but the toss not going to be there. They deal with the ages. Dire don't use a lot as well. Now Ember's going to get control. This looks like this is the Aghanims from FY already, but they just don't have the damage potential coming through. The Glimmercate protects Setsu. Monet pops the BKB. Radiant going to be forced to disengage if they can get the glimpse back potentially, but the illusions gives him vision. Monet press the attack, frost shield as well. A lot chucked out to try and protect the gyrocopter. Is it enough? Howard draw off to the side. Wyvern will fall. He doesn't have buyback. Still trying to deal with the racks with the flat cannon. FY is going to be careful. The missile, he'll get brought down after the Yules, I imagine. Nice remnant play from Zetsu, so they find 2. They both don't have buyback, but there's no creeps. Backdoor protection. Somnus, you gotta be careful. Enrage gonna come through. They got the control afterwards, however, it's just too low. Guardian Angel, she's gonna get popped as well. Xiao's gonna try and deal with the supports, but they don't have vision. This can kiting up Xiao. Glimmercate, Ghost Scepter. Xiao just can't do anything right now. Radiant looks like they've had enough. They're gonna try and fall back. Still relatively healthy, however. Zetsu will regen. Monet out of mana with the frost shield. They're going to think about turning it. Xiao lost all the illusions now. The toss-ups in the air though. Nice Guardian, but it's just not enough for the Heavenly Grace. Xiao it's on the backline. Dual Scepter, Kaidim, Somnus. Ursa, there's just not enough he can do. Somehow with the heart, the Phantom Lancer is still alive. This Heavenly Grace, man, and Monet's diving pretty deep with the Abyssal Blade. They need the further control, however. The Fury Swipe just isn't going to be enough. Now Ursa, toss up to the air without the Enrage. He doesn't have that damage reduction. Will still be fine, and all of a sudden, Radiant, they're still inside the base. Dire about to respawn. They got to try and disengage September. With the Disruptor, man, you love to see it. That Static Storm is going to be a big threat now. They've just got to... They have to have vision right now throughout the fights. We see Ursa just getting completely kited, but they're going to smoke up DD on Somnus. They want to try and make something happen, but Melina, however... Monet already low mana with the Glimpse back, however. Going to control him. Can't get the BKB off, but the E-Blade, it stops the damage. Somnus just doesn't have the potential now. Gyro's still falling incredibly low. The duel in the backline with the Guardian Angel, it's going to do nothing. Wyvern will be fine. Flyby is now caught incredibly out of position, but it looks like he's able to disengage. A couple of BKBs coming through. Dire, they've chucked out a fair bit. Xiao still pretty healthy, however. Bash, Flyby on the backline. Try and control up the Phantom Lancer without the illusions. They know what the real one is, but a nice Winter's Curse. Two's going to get taunted. They'll turn their attention now to September with the rest of the team controlled at the moment, but there's still Somnus. He doesn't have the protection coming through. Enrage at the last second. He will be fine, but the Sinister Gaze is going to kite him up. But the Abyssal Blade is going to try and find Monet, but it doesn't matter. Cold Embrace. HP regen. Monet will be enough. They bring him down. Ursa down. 90 seconds. They're going to walk up the high gun. RNG still are pretty weak. They're going to be careful. They can't deal with the illusions, but it feels like it doesn't matter because they're just lacking a lot of damage right now from LGD. They're getting completely kited throughout the fight. FY's about to have Static Storm in a couple of seconds, but the Jaw's going to come through. They find the Phantom Lancer to the corner place. No! The Yu Setsu! He controls up the Wyvern. It won't matter. Xiao just way too tanky. X-Nova's got to be careful. Glimmercate Force, he will make it back to the backline. Now Static Storm only onto the Tiny. Will it be enough damage? However, Chalice, if he gets on top, Purification on cooldown, it doesn't matter. Static Storm will just tick him out. Xiao full HP as well. Monate's got to be careful, but with Satanic Lifesteal, it's going to be enough. A buyback as well. Tiny wants to try and rejoin the fight. Doesn't have the bots. Force the TP to the tier 1 tower. But it will be enough. Radiant just still somehow so goddamn tanky. LGD just don't have the damage, it feels like, completely. They're going to go for the last full lane of racks with Ursa down for 25 seconds. Can they hold this? Dai do not have glyph. Xiaowe's going to try and beat into Monet, but with the life steal, it just doesn't matter now. Xiaowe's going to be careful as well. Doppelganger will be able to dodge it once again with the jewel in the backline. Chalice, he doesn't have the ultimate. Wyvern will end up falling, and now they're going to find FY as well. Ghost Scepter, I should say E-Blade from September, brings him down. They will have the Ursa back up. FY's almost got the Static Storm as well. They're going to try and take the fight. Guardian Angel protects the last full lane of Rax, but they needed to with the tiny. However, your Scepter, Ursa doesn't have that BKB just yet. September off to the side. Jules kites out the Ursa. Static Storm, Giant Copter with a lifesteal. It doesn't really matter. He's going to keep beating into them. Satanic, Vampire Fang, he'll have the BKB afterwards as well. Needs to get out of the Static Storm, and he will be able to. Monet's going to be able to turn it now. They've just got no damage. Frost Shield, they can't do anything with the damage reduction. Somnus going to fall dead for 90. Zhao Wade outside the base. It feels like the Phantom Lancer is their last hope, but he's going to fall. He does have buyback, but it just doesn't matter. LG down. Mega creeps, and it looks like they are completely down and out of it. The G's are dropped. RNG, I mean, from the laning stage to the mid game to the late game, the team fights, it just felt like everyone just didn't have any burst. But a lot of the time Phantom Lancer loves these drawn out fights because you just slowly burn everyone's mana. A little worried with this OD getting picked up. I don't think RNG hit towers at all. We saw Flyby not really get any duel victories last game, any duel damage, so I mean, this is indeed the Korean Massacre patch. It's gonna be pretty rough for him. Top Legion somehow still alive. Looks like they'll turn back to X Nova now with the Thunderstrike. Should be enough to tick him down. September on the Disruptor. I guess he's being able to get a couple of pulls coming through to soak up a bit of experience, but mid lane, Ash will set up September. This is a hard kill. Somnus is level 6 as well, only sold 25 damage. He's got a Fairy Fire, but the ultimate coming through. Setsu will rip through the Razor. Soon as he gets that ulti, they're going to rotate forward. Was able to stack up a little bit with the Sanities as well. I mean, they don't have control for afterwards, so OD can just Astral and then Radiant just TP in to try and defend him. Let's check if they do have some. September's got a TP. So does Super. Setsu under the tower, holding off on the disruption. Still, oh, Astral's actually on cooldown, so Setsu's going to get brought down. Nicely played from them. They wait till that W, the saving grace for the OD. Now Legion Commander's got to be careful as well. Somnus, 58 damage stolen. They'll glyph up the wave to protect him from the tower, but in the meantime, Somnus still going to try and chase. He's got the slow. The Eye of the Storm ticking him out. A lot of minus arm, but it looks like it's not enough. LGD going to try and put pressure on this mid tower. Flyby with TP in. He's got a pretty good potential to defend towers with 2 points in the press the attack, and with the glimpse back, he does have the duel. FY in the backline to try and get the disruption, but a nice Static Storm's going to prevent this with a Will-O-Wisp. Radiant, they chuck out everything, and they're going to find 2. X Nova as well. The topping for the cake, stuck out in the trees, but no way for him to disengage. Radiant, they will have a ward on the high ground if he runs out to it. They don't have the greatest lockdown, somehow still not finding him, but with the kinetic field, they'll get the vision. 3 kills right now from RNG, but this is kind of the issue. They get a couple of kills, but what do they transition this into? Now LGD going to use this little bit of space to try and rotate top. Chalice is baiting with the jewel. I mean, cancels the outpost. There's going to be a couple of rotations coming through. Remember, Radiant, they don't have the ultimate. Somnus is stealing way too much damage now. Radiant got to be careful with this fight. Static Storm connects onto 2. Razor's still beating to September. Monet's got a fair bit of Dark Ascension sort of work around with. Disruption provides a little bit of space for the Razor. Now Daytime back for the Night Stalker. Somnus will get dragged back, but it's not enough. X Nova with that living armor is going to be able to keep him alive. They got the Overgrowth as well into 3. Night Stalker's going to fall. They'll turn their attention now into Super. A nice Astral will prevent that hoof stomp, but Dire, they just can't continue to chase, unfortunately. Kinetic Field providing a little bit of space. I think for the laning stage it's incredibly strong, but after that it feels like you kind of just want to max out Nature's Grasp and your living armor for the kill potential, and just the fact that you can cut the waves very easily. But FY Lifesteal at least makes it out, but it looks like FY is not going to have the same fates. Setsu will be able to bring him down. How close is the Aghanims to the Night Stalker? Timing Second component picked up mid lane, however, they're going to try and find Somnus. Flyby has the jewel, already soaking up the damage, but looks like with the rotations coming through, this will be a dead Razor. Can they get the jewel victory? That's the question, and it's going to be answered. Legion, second jewel victory, almost died. I mean, minus 174. Dude, he tries to kill some creeps, and he's just got no damage right now. With that kill, can they put pressure on the tower? They got a catapult wave. We got the kill. Nice, Monet got it. This is really important. Now, Night Stalker's been able to get the kills considering they just actually don't farm fast at all. Stampede. And close the distance on the outward Devour. Fests. With that burst, they'll bring him down. I don't know if he needed the Infest, but it doesn't really matter. Looks like he's got to run, you know, to jungle, to whatever lane he can kind of get scraps from. And, I mean, this is going to be... It's going to be very late, to say the least. Monet, Purge. There's a couple of rotations coming through. Setsu on the back lane. Nice use. Did I have a vision? How did... Okay. I guess just a high ground vision. But in the meantime, Chalice up top will find the Keeper of the Light. Setsu's going to come up here, however. Stacking up the Centaurs down. It looks like the Centaur, not as tanky as what he used to be. The Overgrowth's going to give him some protection, but the Glimpse back September's falling incredibly low, but a nice Hurricane Pie. Setsu's in the middle of it all now with the Rage. Army's going to think about turning. They get the dual victory. Monet's going to show up to the fight as well. Still without the arguments, but doesn't matter. They drop the hammer. 2 dead on LGD. Nice dodge coming through from Arme, but he's got to be careful now with the Rage on cooldown. He won't be able to disengage. There's going to be a buyback actually coming. Treant Protector going to try and take the fight here. Arme, open wounds. Monet still in the area with the Rage. They will at least get a little bit of protection with the Astral. But it doesn't matter. Flyby, they'll slowly chunk him down with the Blade Mail. Gives him some protection. He's pretty hard to bring down, man. 4 points in the press, the attack, and Radiant, they're able to do this. Monet's now got the Aghanims as well, so they're going to be careful. LGD, if they stay a long way too far in this fight, well, it's going to get dropped. They will be able to deal with this in the meantime. Razor's getting slept up. The control, clumsy net will hold him in place, and on Monet. Void's going to be up in a couple of seconds. Disruptor will join the fight as well. Now LGD, yeah, they've stayed way too long. Glimpse back on X Nova. They'll turn their attention to F5. Flyby, another duel victory, man. LGD, these fights have been so sloppy for them. It's a little bit later than what you'd hope. I mean, he got it about 19. But in the end, I mean, Disruptor died. Coddle died. I think Legion got 2 duel victories that fight as well. And they still got another 15 seconds to work with. 3-man Hall. Some Chalice, they'll blow up the Keeper of the Light. Try and find September. There's no control coming through at the moment, with the Static Storm's going to get dropped. Lifesteal will be able to run it on the outskirts. They'll glimpse him back, but it doesn't matter. Die hot on the tail with the glimpse. They've got the follow-up. No nighttime now. Night Stalker's not king of the woods. They've got the control. Monet, he'll slowly get chunked down. He's a little tanky, but it looks like it's just not enough. Now they'll turn their attention to September. So it goes from, I mean, RNG winning a fight, LGD coming back and taking a pretty advantageous fight at that. One thing I'm worried about is the fact that OD's going Bloodstone. Okay, I saw a couple of Bloodstone rushes at the very start when OD was getting picked up. Super Glimmer. Do get the hoof stomps. The Glimmer's not going to protect him for too much longer. Let's make it almost on the high ground. Dire dug incredibly deep. They don't have the full squad as well. Monet with the Dark Ascension. They'll find the Coddle, but he's got a buyback available with the ultimate as well. Setsu stacking up the charges. He's got the ultimate ready and waiting as well. There's still a fair bit of damage, but it doesn't matter. Somnus, they'll slowly chase him down. Equilibrium slow will be enough, and LGD back to the diving ways. They lose 2. Flyby as well, trying to reveal this Blink Dagger on the high ground. They've got the vision. Chalice is going to be their target. Looks like target acquired and executed. Flyby having a much better game on the Legion Commander than last. They're going to be able to get a tier 1 tower mid as well. Ooh, the Coryot's got a ward. Setsu's going to show himself, so I guess they have an idea where X Nova is, but... Oh, Super. As a sentry, oh, they're going to find him. X Nova does destroy it. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade to cut down the tree, no. Oh, off to the side, who do we got? Setsu's got to be careful. F5 falling incredibly low. Couple of charges coming through as well. Static Storm holds a Lifesteal in. They're going to obliterate the Shadow Demon on the back line. Lifesteal as well is incredibly low. He's going to try and turn it, however. Will-O-Wisp going to get dropped, but it doesn't matter. A 2-for-1 at the moment with the Stampede. They're going to deal with the Will-O-Wisp, and Army's going to find them on the back line. Press the attack. Night Stalker without the Dark Ascension, but they're going to try and close the distance, however. Dive, still got to be careful how far they dive. Somnus, has he got the Euro Scepter? It doesn't matter. They'll cancel the TP the old-fashioned way with the damage. Chalice as well finds September. So Radiant try and take a fight with their ultimates, but it doesn't really work. Now, I am convinced. Oh, hang on, Flyby top. Dire have the outpost, so Flyby's going to get wrapped on, and they only have Super on the backline. It's going to be a good fight for Dire with the setup coming through. They'll find the Legion. Super's just going to try and disengage. Flyby is pretty hard to bring down, but I guess when he's the only hero in the area, he's not too hard. They might try and find Arme up to his lonesome self. You know, there are definitely a couple of others that you're able to pick up, and the fact that it feels like almost every tier, it does, honestly, it feels like each tier, one team gets a duplicate. I don't know if that's meant to be, but Dire gonna be careful taking the fight. Radiant have their all their ultimates up, and now here goes the Roche. Aegis will get claimed. They drop the Static Storm, however. Not a lot of damage on the backline, but the press the attack. Setsu's got the attack speed to try and stack up the sanities. Looks like Night Stalker's going to get controlled with the overgrowth. Can't make it up to the high ground, so he's going to get brought down ever so slowly. The Glimmer Cape, not enough protection. They do find the jewel off to the side. Razor will fall. He's going to buy back if need be. Arme's going to try and disengage, however. Can he fall back in time? Night Stalker buys back for this without the Dark Ascension. They're going to try and smoke up. This tier 1 still standing. Somnus is going to try and protect it. But I have control of the outpost, but they're going to try and TP to defend it. This could be a bait because Centaur's by himself with his TP, but they're going to try and blow up the Razor. Start stacking up with the Sanities. Nice protection on the backline. The Blink fall, but it doesn't burst him down. BKB from Somnus. So on a fair bit of damage as well. Monade's going to be careful as well. They got the slows, living armor. Somnus is going to be fine on the backline. OD's going to control with the bash coming through. He's got the Bloodstone active, so we will be able to make it to the backline. But Radiant, they've already lost 2. They're going to try and TP out, but it doesn't matter. OD won't have the same fate. Arm is able to get the bash. September TP's being cancelled. It's 4 dead on RNG. Flyby is going to be the next target as well underneath the tower. Looks like they can't close the distance. An incredible fight for LGD. There's just no protection at the moment right now from OD now that they have the BKBs coming through. You know, Razor BKB, Rage on the Life Stealer, and the Evasion's an incredible way to deal with the OD. I mean, you really rely on, you know, trying to get the stacks coming through, and his initiation's kind of nulled out just because of the Shadow Demon disruption potential to save some, but they're going to walk up the high ground. They know they're there. They drop a ward sentry. Arme's going to be careful. We'll be able to get the rage off. They're going to try and take the fight with the Abyss Blade, but the press attack's going to be able to dispel this. Charles in the backline finds 2 out. They're going to obliterate both of them. They don't have buyback. Legion with the jewel, but he can't kill the Shadow Demon by himself. They're going to try and find Setsu inside the base. They're going to bash Charles as a basher. Asher's going to have a setup for that hoof stomp. Monade's going to try and get the silence, but he's not in range in time. Odie's down, but he does have buyback. Meanwhile, off to the side as well. Flyby's going to get controlled. 3 dead on RNG. They might just call it, honestly. Why does he have a basher? They do. They call G. The G's are dropped in LGD now with a full roster. Zhao 8 filling in first game. Arme is going to rejoin them. And they'll close out the second game. Will force a full best of 3 in their first series of the China Pro League. A much better performance from them. I think Earthshaker is really nice versus the Park, in my opinion. I think the long range catch is incredibly strong because, you know, Park's very, very slippery. Must have accidentally clicked on himself. Maybe didn't want to reveal there was a ward on the high ground potentially. I'm not sure what that disruption was, but regardless though, Chelsea is having a very good time top, 22-3 compared to the 29-8. Once he hits, 6 minutes in and you miss first blood, dude. It sucks as an observer. I apologize. Flyby able to solo kill. Looks like he was just trying to get maximized farm throughout that bottom side. I mean, you know, September's going to be under some threat as well. Xno with the rotation coming through is going to have a lot of damage potential with the volleys from the back line. Disruptor will end up falling. They're going to allow Arme to get the kill as well. That's super important for them. In the meantime, they find a kill onto the Phantom Lancer. Arme's level 6, so like I said, I mean, you don't farm as fast now with that level 6 timing because, you know, one hit the jungle, or I should say just any creeps. September on top of the trap. He will get brought down, and in the meantime, once again, Phantom Lancer is going to end up falling. Setsu. Looks like they're just giving a little bit of experience over to FY, but if they can get the Echo Storm, Gonna allow the follow-up setup. F5's got 2 points in the poison, and Setsu's gonna try and turn it around. Gets the KO, but he's gonna tick out to all the damage, and now FY should be able to TP. No way to cancel that, and I mean, the LGD are actually, somehow, they're doing it. And he has got the blink queued up as well, so we spoke about, I think the Ags would have been a little bit too slow, and he's gonna make a lot of plays across the map, honestly, in my opinion, this game. Uh-oh, Coil. Static Storm as well, they'll drop everything for the Drow range. I mean, it's an incredibly important kill right now for RNG, just slowing what little farm Arme is able to get. And FY, gonna try and chase him onto the tower. LGD, do they have a couple of TPs? Chalice will join them as well. Level 8, Echo Slam, Radiant waiting, but Flyby's gonna chuck up the ultimate. This is a big kill if they can find the Treant Protector with how farmed he is. And they will. X-Nova, 423 gold for him. Off to the side though, they're still hunting for more. RNG, make it to the back. Drow really wants to hold the Wraith Bands as long as possible. I mean, I guess he could hold it instead of the Jelly, but FY. Onto Setsu. They do have a very good wall in the backline, but do I have the outpost control? Somnus with a blink forward there, able to get the poison over with the Static Storm. Somnus, he's got to be careful. Disruption gives him a little bit of protection, but the overgrowth onto 3, and Monade's going to join the fight as well with the Diffuser Blade. Templar Assassin will eventually get brought down. They find 2 at the moment. X-Nova stuck in the trees. We'll get an Echo Storm, but it just doesn't matter. RNG. One thing we haven't spoken about as well is that their team fight, they really like drawn out fights. Yeah, this is what we spoke about, that Radiant. I think they're definitely going to try and sneak Roche at some point once Somnus picks up that Desolator, and they're going to melt through it, man. Wow, they did it so fast, and maybe they might smoke up once they have Echo Slam. The good thing is the fact that they didn't have to smoke into that Roche, so they will have some available. But speaking about smokes die, they're going to do their own movement. Phantom Lancer, Yasha completed. Chalice is in a really good spot with that Invis. It's going to break out. They will find the ET in the backline. Nice silence. Prevents that Gust follow-up with a blink. They're going to blow up September. Somnus, and stuck inside the kinetic field. They don't get the Static Storm out. There will be a buyback coming through, but it looks like it's not going to get there in time. He'll TP to the T2 tower. Poisoned over. Chalice is going to try and TP out. He will cancel this, however. Has the ultimate. Uses it the last second, but he's going to get brought down. Aegis will get claimed as well. I mean, with Smoker, I don't think Radiant want to take a fight with the Aegis, and they're forced to because that smoke play from RNG. They'll find 3 kills. Technically 4 with the Aegis falling. A great movement from RNG. Maybe it's actually on the ground. That'd be so funny. I mean, we've seen a couple of heroes just forget the neutral items or not even find them, but and that's really important for Arme if he can get that Van Brace. The bonus Agi, they're going to take a fight. Templar Assassin's going to get caught out. They'll chuck out the poison over as well. Someone's going to try and get a return kill on Setsu before he dies, but unable to. So a nice rotation. I don't know if they smoke for this. We'll be able to cancel this. They're all grouped up on Dire if they want to try and rotate through the jungle, but maybe without a smoke, they're not going to feel too safe with running throughout vision. Take a look at the levels though. A couple of 20s coming through. You know, we spoke about the Drow level 20 is super important with the multi-shot. However, they're going to scout out Chalice. Invis, once again, we almost saw this last time. The Invis being able to break the smoke, and it will do just that. Phantom Lancer, Doppelganger's got to be careful. Echo Slam's going to come through. Can they blow him up in time with the heart? They're going to be, no, they can't break him down. They save. Monet gets a Manta. The Static Storm, just a little bit of protection, stopping the fall. Monet's going to make it to the backline there with the poison over. Setsu getting controlled. BKB's about to expire. They're going to be set. Careful. Super with the blink forward. 2-man coil. They're slowly ticking him down. Remember, RNG, these favorable long fights for them. A fine ET. What more can they catch? However, blink away. Phantom Lancer fully healed up now after the heart. They'll bring back Chalice. And he'll slowly tick out. Somehow PL survives, man. They dropped the Static Storm. I think maybe someone got clipped and they didn't get their full abilities off. And there we go. I mean, it was almost looking... Uh-oh, FI, force down. We'll be fine. Somnus will find the Disruptor. Be careful. Setsu's going to try and get in the area with the Helmet. September's going to be fine. And now Somnus is at the mark. Dead for 70. FI is going to join him in the grave as well. RNG going to find a couple of key kills. They'll also net themselves Roshan as well. They almost bursted him down. That multi-shot, very close, but just no cigar. And now they'll give him Ages as well. Got a numerous amount of items to help out there. Basher now picked up. We'll get the disruption at least, so the illusions, they're going to have to deal with this, of course. This is kind of the issue with going to the Shadow Demon. Set up top, however. They will be able to find the Venomancer. Healer's going to come through with the Essence Ring. Gets out the ultimate if they want to try and TP to defend it. Summoners pops out the BKB, and in the meantime, there's a lot of rotations top with the Glimpse. They'll find Arme. Attempt with the mantle, just not going to be able to. Chalice is still in the area. Has the BKB, but the September gets obliterated, man. RNG, they got to back off. They've lost 2. They can't hang around too long. Chalice does have the follow-up catch if he's in the area. I don't know if they do have Glyph. Maybe they can protect this. Did he go to the Nature's Grasp? He did. So the Nature's Grasp damage. They'll just let the Drow Ranger siege on the front line. 2 heroes down. Super with a blink. Remember, the Aghanims and Buyback's going to come through for the Disruptor. Doesn't have the ultimate, down for another 30, but looks like they find the Earthshaker. They're going to catch out Drow. Force the BKB. 10 second for Arme. And with the buyback from the Disruptor, they keep their tower alive. And now, I mean, you know, Earthshaker's down for 50. You know, Drow doesn't have a BKB up for this next fight as well, so they're just going to try and take the tower. They'll force out the last repair kit. Monade's actually just going to run up the high ground. They're trying to force at least the Earthshaker buyback. Halberd stops the Templar Assassin, Blink Dagger, trying to find the supports on the backline. Kinetic Field stops FY. A nice Echo Stomp, but it's not going to be enough. However, Flyby in the backline will at least get the ultimate off before he dies, but it doesn't matter. Drawn to the back, and Monade is slowly getting controlled. The slows, he can't disengage. Earthshaker's going to buy back for this. He's got the ultimate. Perfect fissure. Monet will be able to doppelganger away. Static Storm, some protection, but Chalice still on the hunt. They group up the Echo. It's on to 2. Where's the 4th? They still have Aegis, throwing out a lot on the Phantom Lancer. He's got to be careful. Chalice now. The slows, Kinetic Field's going to stop him in his tracks. It looks like Chalice is going to pay the price. This will be a dieback for the Earthshaker. Puck does fall on the side. They might be able to get the deny, and they do, but it doesn't matter. Still dead for 100 seconds. X-Nova hits pretty hard right now. It's going to try and find Disruptor. Poison Sting's going to help out, but the Glimpse. Gotta be careful. Monet dealing with them. September. Monade's going to be able to join them, so it looks like X-Nova can't find the supports right now. They'll turn their attention back. Monet with the Phantom Rush. Chalice is very poor as well. I honestly think he needs a Shadow Blade. A Shadow Blade or an Aghanims. The issue with the Plague Wards is the fact that you're able to scout them out and stop that Blink Dagger, so being invis is going to be a great way to prevent that, but Chalice is going to try and wrap around. Roshan, under half HP, who they're going to find. However, Chalice, remember, without the BKB, they get the USF, they're going to cancel. Someone's in the background, however, obliterates the Disruptor. He does have a buyback. DD about to end as well, so they're going to be careful. Cora's going to break. Shaker will get brought down, doesn't have the ultimate to cast down in the meantime, and now with the buyback coming through, however, they just can't deal with the illusion. Shadow Demon's going to get control of the backline. FY, a nice force, will be able to protect him. Charles stays again in the middle of it all. He's still got the Echo Slam. They're grouping up, they're going to be careful. The BKB only gets in range for 1. Flyby's going to get control of the Halberd once again. Somnus just doesn't have the damage output. A BKB coming through, but Monet, he's right on top of Arme. He'll try and turn and fight, but it doesn't matter. It's a triple kill for the good old Somnus Templar Assassin. Arme somehow still alive. He's got to die, right? He will. Monet will end his life. They cut him down, but a lot of buybacks coming through. Arme will rejoin them. I don't know how he lived that long throughout the fight, but they just did not deal with the Templar Assassin. They're still going to try and Roche. Take a look quickly at the buybacks coming through. 3 each from both teams. This Roche, incredibly important. But a lot of ultimates being used. That's the main thing. How they're going to take this fight. X-Nova is going to get caught out. Tries to get inside the bit to control them with the Echo Stomp. Multi-shot from afar with the Crimson Guard. They get a little bit of protection. Monet controlled. Incredibly tanky, so it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to bring down the ET. No buyback. Dead for 90. This is the Aegis. Aghanims cheese as well. Who can they find? Venomancer forced up away. Chalice might be able to steal this, but the Blink's on cooldown. Something! He snatches it! What else can he get? He got the cheese as well, but they got the control. He's got no mana to work around with. Aegis going to get claimed on the backline. BKB. Core's going to get snapped. Flyby as well with the overgrowth. They're going to be able to control the Drow Ranger. He just pulled back as well. Drow's down. Dead for 120. Earthshaker as well is going to drop to the poison. FY stuck in place. The fissure locks him in. RNG. They don't get Aegis, but it doesn't matter. This is over. They just know there's no buybacks. They literally used everything. It's only Puck and Phantom Lancer right now with no one buying back. They know they're going to go tier 4s. Somnus, what can you do? Gonna answer the prayers coming through right now from LGD fans. Force back in. Monet's going to think about diving. Shadow Demon will fall. Dead without buyback. The disarm coming through as well. They've got the Vision Templar Assassin down, and that's the game. RNG. A 2-1 victory over LGD. They'll tap out 45 minutes in. That last Roche fight was incredible. They just could not deal with the Phantom Lancer. This hero, when you start stacking up the illusions, the drawn out fights, and it felt like that. I mean, this is the power of a disruptor as well. I'm going to bring it back to the hero that you can glimpse catch so many people out of place, but also the fact that you have to BKB to stop a glimpse